Well, I try not to bring politics into my channel very much. I try to make it more about how I'm surviving this situation I find myself in, and some stories from my childhood and stuff like that. Some of them funny, some of them not so funny, but stories that members of my family may someday enjoy, and even some people who don't know me might enjoy them a bit. Kind of stories that explain how I got to be where I am and how I am and all that. And stories that are just kind of amusing, I suppose, too, and maybe a little nostalgic at times and so on. And of course, the antics of my cat Rocky. I like to include him because he's a real card. You know, he's having a sleep now at the bottom of the bed. He's been out hunting all day, and he gets tired. He's 14 years old, which is 72 in cat years. So he's a tired fellow right now, anyway. And he's having a good sleep. I love that little guy. He's my best friend, really. You know. Anyway, I'm going to make a bit of an exception. I've been watching with my politics thing or whatever. I don't often bring politics in. I have a few times, and anybody who's watched my videos has an idea, at least, of how I feel about what's happening in my country and around the world. I'm in Canada. Anyway, as you all know, there was a protest held by a bunch of truckers from all across the country. They descended into Ottawa around Parliament Hill. And now there's an inquiry about it because, of course, our Prime Minister declared the Emergencies Act, which is the replacement that was brought in 1988 to replace the War Measures Act. And basically, the Emergencies Act, like the War Measures Act, entitles the government to suspend our civil rights. It's only to be used in very specific circumstances. And an inquiry after the fact is mandatory, and that's what we're seeing now. I don't have a lot of faith in the process myself, and I've been watching the inquiry, and I'm really disgusted by some of the witnesses. The police chief of Ottawa, well, two police chiefs, because they changed police chiefs halfway through. Halfway through the protest, they got a new police chief. But both police chiefs, it's just disgraceful, the things that they're saying. The mayor of Ottawa, too, another one, just lies, terrible. Anyway, our Prime Minister, as far as I'm concerned, wants to be a dictator. That's his goal, as far as I'm concerned, and as far as a lot of Canadians are concerned. He wants to be a dictator. And in fact, I'm going to play something for you. This is from a CBC News report. This is our Prime Minister talking here. And he's speaking about his admiration for the basic dictatorship in China, for the rulership of the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party. Bear in mind, we have a lot of people in Canada who have immigrated from China and other such places to get away from the very thing our Prime Minister says he admires. You don't see many people going the other way. You don't see many people running to a dictatorship. But you see an awful lot running away from one. And they've traditionally come to places like Canada, the United States, Great Britain, France, various places like that. Western democracies, anyway. Oh, you know what? I just lost the feed here. Ah, why doesn't that surprise me? I'm not going to be able to play the clip now. Look, I just lost the feed. I don't know if you can see it, but there it says, oops. Oops. We can't play it. It says we lost the feed. Here, I'll try and get it back. I'll try to get it back here. I'm going to have to work at it now.
When you have your car insurance with a Desjardins...
Now it's going to do all this stuff. Okay. I'm going to turn the volume down. I'm going to bring it to the place that I want to pardon me. I'm working with two phones here. This is really awkward. I'll be the first to admit that I don't have the technology down very well, so it's not ideal. But here it is anyway, and just let me find these pearls of wisdom spoken by our Prime Minister here. I say that facetiously. Oh, now my phone's going to make noises. Here we go now. Okay, yeah. Here we go. Okay, now wait just a minute here. Okay. Here it is. The picture quality isn't going to be great. I know that, but just stay with me here. I'm going to play it now. Oh, wait a minute. I got to turn the volume back up.
Trudeau said this.
The level of admiration I actually have for China. Their basic dictatorship is allowing them to actually turn their economy around on a dime.
That comment is an insult to this man. He says he was...
Yeah, see, this is the thing. This is the thing. That was the voice of our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau. And I mean, we've seen this, though. We've actually seen how he has acted in such a way that he's backing up what he said. I guess we got to give him some credit. He said it and he's doing it. And, we can't say we weren't warned. Anyway, I don't know what's going to happen. I know it's a worldwide thing. It isn't just a Canada thing. We got a Prime Minister here who, at least in my opinion, needs to go. I don't think that'll solve the problem, though. He definitely, as far as I'm concerned, at least needs to go, but I don't believe that will solve the problem. I don't think we're going to vote our way out of this. Our government has been infiltrated by these clowns. And so it's a cancer. You can't treat a cancer just with a Band-Aid or whatever, or just by putting a little salve on it. It's a cancer. And that's what we've got. We've got a cancer, and the cancer is growing worldwide. It's just eating its way into all our public institutions, our governments, our police departments, everything. It's there's always been corruption because of human nature. Human beings, we have that part of us. We have that side to us, and none of us can say we're not corrupt. None of us can say that we haven't done things at times that we shouldn't have done, that we haven't hurt other people without any proper justification for having done so. And I understand that. But, governments have a special responsibility. And I'll go back to what I said, what I have said before. Our Prime Minister has forgotten whose house he's in. He thinks this is his house, and it's not. It's our house. It's our house, and he's a servant in it. He's supposed to be serving us. He's not supposed to be serving the World Economic Forum or the Chinese Communist Party or any of these other entities that he appears to be serving. He's supposed to be serving us. He's supposed to be serving our interest. And not just him, but any prime minister, any president of any country, any cabinet minister, senator, congressman, I don't care if you're here or in the States or anywhere else. Whatever you call your government representatives, they're here to serve you. Wherever you are, that's your house, and they are your servants. And that can't be said often enough. People forget that. It's been turned around now. The idea now is that we're here to serve the government. No, we're not. The government is here to serve us. Anyway, I'm not going to beat a dead horse here with this, and I'm not going to... I know I'm probably offending people right now, but I just feel a real need to say it. I think it needs to be said. I'll probably get into some trouble for this, but I think it needs to be said. we need to hold our politicians to account. There's times that we need to hold their feet to the fire. And we're now in a world situation where that really is the case. And regardless of your views of different individual things that have been going on, when you look at everything in its entirety, and you look at the things that are being said to us by our politicians and by these other entities that are involved, like the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization, different entities like that, when you look at the sum total of it, we're venturing into a very dangerous era. And we need to fortify ourselves, and we need to hold our public officials to account for their actions, more so now than we have in a very long time. Anyway, I'm hoping that this inquiry we're having in this country unearths some truths. I've heard an awful lot of lies. I'm hoping that it'll unearth some truths as well, though. We'll see. I mean, I don't have a lot of faith in the process, but still, until the process is complete, I'll reserve judgment. I'll at least say that it's possible that some good things will come out of it, and I'll keep an open mind at least to that degree, and I'm going to continue watching. It's hard for me sometimes to watch because I get mad, When I see these people lying like they are, I get really mad. Watson there, Mayor Watson of Ottawa, he really angered me with some of the things he said. And then he turned around, and when he was asked how he knew these things, he said, I saw it on the news. I saw it on the news, that's what he said. I should mention that most of our legacy media in Canada is paid for with government money. Most of it is. Most of them are surviving on government money. So yeah, you're going to hear one narrative in that case. Anyway, I'm going to sign off now. If I've offended anybody, that's not my intention, and I apologize for offending, but I don't apologize for what I said, if that makes any sense, because I truly do believe what I've said. It's coming from the heart, what I'm saying. So anyway, I'll just leave it at that. I hope you all have a good night. I hope I haven't angered too many of you and put too many of you in a foul mood or whatever. That's not my intention. But I just really feel a strong need to say what I'm saying right now. And, yeah. Anyway, despite all that, things could be far worse. Cling to your loved ones. Look after the people who matter to you. And just find the good in life anywhere you can, that's all. Good night. Good night.